Ready, steady, go!
Practicing Mallakhamb for 2 hours a day always relieves my stress and makes my mind more peaceful and calm.
ক'লোঁ এইটো এটা নতুন খেল বুলি সিহঁতক ক'লোঁ আৰু খেলৰ বিষয়ে খেলৰ নিয়মবিলাক সিহঁতক আমি বুজাই দিলোঁ।
सब स्कूल में बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, उसमें की एक प्रोजेक्ट है टीकेजी जो कि स्पेशली डेफ बच्चों के लिए।
I enter the football ground, I feel like I can forget everything else.
Face every challenge with positivity and never to accept defeat or failure.
सॉकर के कोचेस ने मुझे स्टार्टिंग में फन गेम्स पढ़ाए, फुटबॉल को एजुकेशन भी पढ़ाया। उसके बाद से मैंने कंटिन्यू प्रैक्टिस भी की। कंटिन्यू प्रैक्टिस करके मैंने मैचेस खेले, टूर्नामेंट्स खेले और उसका अचीवमेंट देख के मेरे पापा बहुत खुश हुए।
स्पोर्ट्स के जरिए सोसाइटी में काफ़ी चेंजेस लाया जा सकता है।
समझ आ गया, जो मैं 10 मिनट में डरती थी ना दौड़ लगाने में कि मेरा स्टेमिना नहीं है, ये नहीं है, मुझे समझ आया बॉडी में हमारे बहुत ज़्यादा पोटेंशियल होता है और वो सिर्फ शारीरिक लेवल पे नहीं है, वो मानसिक लेवल पे, इमोशनल लेवल पे, हर लेवल पे मुझे वो पोटेंशियल फील हुआ।
At 55, I joined a training for running. Systematic training did wonders.
It is a little difficult to manage extracurricular activities as well as academics, but practicing Mallakhamb regularly has helped me focus on my studies even better.
When I didn't do well in my performance, people started saying sports is not for girls, and this discouraged me.
It's quite exciting to play a mixed gender sport because you get to play as equals.
मैं भी कभी खेली नहीं थी और मेरे लिए भी वो बहुत नया।
As if nothing else mattered. And it resulted in 3 golds at State Paralympics Championship.
My name is Kolo Utimura from Chisami Village, Pak, Nagaland.
For me, Mallakhamb is not just a sport, it is a way of life.
I never imagined that I will pursue football as my career.
43 साल की उम्र में मैं फुटबॉल कोचिंग सीख के अपना जीवन परिवर्तन कर सकती हूँ, तो आपको
गोल कर लेंगे, लेकिन अगर लड़कियों को देंगे तो उनको भी तो खेलना है।
If you really want to do something, then you have to be unique.
నేను భారతదేశపు తెలంగాణ క్రీడాకారిణి.
हमारा नाम बिंदु शर्मा है। मैं कक्षा 12वीं की छात्र हूँ। मैंने एम4 सेवा में रहते रहते 6 साल हो गया। मैंने बचपन में खेलना का बारे में कहीं भी नहीं पता थू, पर जब मैं एम4 सेवा में आई तब मैंने पता चलियो कि खेल कई हो।
మా జట్టు తాలూకా స్థాయిలో ప్రథమ స్థానంలో నిలిచింది, అలాగే జిల్లా స్థాయిలో కూడా ప్రథమ స్థానంలో నిలిచాం.
Every evening I come to Shivaji Park and teach Mallakhamb to a class of 10 girls.
सुनो सुनो भाई सुनो सुनो, अपना फिटनेस खुद ही चुनो। जो भी है व्यायाम तुम्हारा करके दिखाना फिर से दोबारा। बच्चे बूढ़े और जवान हल चलाकर अपना किसान फिटनेस के नुस्खे दिखाए, अपना वो जो पसंद आए। ईंट जोड़ के बनती इमारत होती है इससे भी कसरत, मिलती है फिटनेस फिटनेस से आशा, बोले देश अब एक ही भाषा। जो भी करना करना रोज, आधा घंटा फिटनेस रोज। कोई पर्वत बड़ा नहीं है यारो, उम्र सिर्फ नंबर है यारो। बच्चों के संग खेले दादा, फिटनेस मिलेगा पक्का वादा।
उम्र कोई भी हो, बच्चों के साथ खेल कूद करो और फिट रहो।
जो चढ़ता है फिटनेस की सीढ़ी, फिट रहेगी उसकी पीढ़ी। करके अब तुम उठक बैठक पाओगे फिटनेस टकाटक।
फिटनेस के लिए आपको किसी जिम की जरूरत नहीं है। सीढ़ियाँ चढ़ के उठक बैठक करके भी आप अपने आप को फिट रख सकते हैं।
जो भी करना करना रोज, आधा घंटा फिटनेस रोज। 30 मिनट सफाई का काम, इससे भी होता व्यायाम। छोटे व्यायाम करते जाना, घर बैठे इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाना।
घर की सफाई से फिटनेस होती है और दिल को भी अच्छा लगता है।
कोई छत पे हाथ पांव चलाए तो कोई छत पे पूरा खेल दिखाए। कोई नाच नचा के फिटनेस पाए, थिरक थिरक के फिट हो जाए।
பரதநாட்டியம் ஒரு கலை. இந்த கலையில உடம்போட மனது இணைந்து செயல்படுது. அதனால ஆரோக்கியமாவும் இருக்கு, சந்தோஷமும் கிடைக்குது.
जो भी करना करना रोज, आधा घंटा फिटनेस रोज। साइकिल से ही काम को जाता, पेडल घुमा के फिट हो जाता। अरे छोड़ो बस गाड़ी से जाना, पैदल चल के फिटनेस पाना। 30 मिनट वॉकिंग जरूरी, बॉडी फिटनेस इससे पूरी।
जो भी करना करना रोज, आधा घंटा फिटनेस रोज, आधा घंटा फिटनेस रोज।
Namaste, I'm Pooja Bailey, dialing in from Boston.
Hi, I'm Advitya, dialing in from Calcutta, India.
Hi, Sat Sri Akal. I'm Akash Kulshresh, dialing in from upstate New York.
Hello, I'm Liz Haynes, calling in from Chennai, India.
Vanakkam, this is Manikam dialing in from Oroville, India.
Namaste, Kemcho. Rupal, dialing in from Washington, D.C.
Welcome to Fempowered Films 2021, Determination and Grit, Indian Women in Sports. In the chat box, tell us where you're dialing in from. Say hi.
Wow, we are really excited to have you join us from Alaska to Assam. Today's event is co-hosted by Embassy of India Student Hub, Transformational Sports, and the Ultimate Players Association of India. You will hear from the Ambassador of India to the United States, world-class athletes and inspiring women leading women in the sports for development world.
You can travel with us, meet some amazing women and girls, including a wrestler in Maharashtra, powerhouse athletes in Uttar Pradesh, and ultimate frisbee players from Nagaland to Tamil Nadu.
And have your workout clothes ready to join two amazing fitness trainers for home exercises. Before we get started, why don't we quickly introduce ourselves? Maybe we can start with how we got here and a short sports story. And we invite all of you watching to tell us which sports you play in the chat box.
Thank you, Liz. So my name again is Pooja Bailey, and for me, Bangalore is home. I'm here today as a volunteer with India Student Hub, the Embassy of India Student Hub. I got on board as of July 2020, where we designed and launched the first women's leadership program. And here we are today talking about more Fempower. Liz, in terms of my favorite sports story, it goes all the way back to sports day in school. All the kids in, our colored house t-shirts, canteen uncle dishing out those yummy snacks, the thrill of the races, and watching my mom, cheer me on the sidelines. Oh, I love that. Over to you, Akash.
Thanks, Pooja. For me, I always wanted to learn about the amazing women athletes from India, and I believe this was the best place to meet those like-minded people, and that's why I'm here. One sports story for me goes back to my school days, where I used to wake up early 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning. I was so excited to meet my friends and go and play some exciting sports with them. It was all so much fun filled. Well, Liz, let's hear your story.
Thanks, Akash. Yeah, my sports story is not maybe a specific one, but I absolutely love playing sports. I've played since I was 7 years old, and I'll play anything and I'll watch any sport: soccer, basketball, lacrosse, ultimate frisbee, all of them. But I especially love team sports because of the community it brings to my life. And the reason I'm here is because I'm the founder and director of Transformational Sports, which is a nonprofit organization that uses sports as a tool to work towards achieving gender equality. Advitya, what about you?
Thanks, Liz. I'm Advitya for everyone else once again, and I'm here as a volunteer with the Ultimate Players Association of India. I lead the development committee, wherein we work with multiple organizations from across the country, helping take Ultimate Frisbee to the people they work with, as well as help them solve a few social issues that are important to them. And in terms of a special sports story, I think in my life and the sport that I play, which is Ultimate Frisbee, it's been so much more than just a sport. It's been how I approach social issues, how I think about them, and how I'm super passionate about women in sports. Rupal, why don't you tell us a little bit about your special sports story?
Thanks, Advitya. I'm wearing a couple hats today. I'm the education advisor at the Embassy of India, part of the India Student Hub, and a huge fan of some of the amazing, amazing sports happening in India. My sports story: grew up as a tennis player, wanted to be an aspiring basketball star till I realized I was only 5'4", learned to surf, made it to India, played a little bit of Frisbee, and I'm excited to see how it grew, which is where Manakam comes in. Manakam, all you.
Thanks, Rupal. Rupal's also something else, which I would call as the godmother of Indian Ultimate Frisbee. So she actually brought organized Ultimate Frisbee to India, and she's a little bit too modest for this field. My name is Manikam. Everybody calls me Manix, and I'm delighted to be here. I'm representing the Ultimate Players Association of India, which kind of grew out of what Rupal started. We promote the sport. Our vision is to get everybody to play Ultimate Frisbee. So my sports story is actually about how I started playing Ultimate Frisbee 20 years ago, back in Michigan in the U.S. And obviously I was super excited, new sport, great team sport, and got some quirky rules which were very interesting to me at that time, moving from soccer to Ultimate Frisbee. So I was talking to a friend of mine. I was telling her, hey, this is amazing sport, and I'm really excited about starting to play this. And she was like, what is this sport? What is it called? And I was like, I play Ultimate Frisbee. And she was like, okay, fine, all right. You don't have to be like so forceful about it. We know you can play well. I was like, no, that's what it's called. She wouldn't believe it. But anyways, that's how it started. But thank you, Rupal, for giving me a chance to share my Ultimate Frisbee story. Back to Pooja.
Thanks, Manix. We started our day with some inspiration from the Fit India video. Over the course of the event, stay tuned as we share more from Fit India and Khelo India programs under the Government of India's Ministry of Youth and Sports. This is going to be so much fun. To get us started, we have messages from Ambassador His Excellency Taranjit Singh Sandhu and some of our Indian women athletes sharing their own stories with you.
Dear friends, I'm delighted that Embassy of India Student Hub is organizing this Fempowered Film Festival. I understand the festival has been a collaborative enterprise, and it will showcase some inspiring stories of Indian women in sports through films. India's young population, with almost half of it under the age of 25, is one of our key strengths. The Government of India is focused in realizing the full potential of the youth. Sports and fitness have been identified as important pillars. The Khelo India program and Fit India movement, launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, aims to strengthen the sports ecosystem in India at the grassroots level and to make fitness an integral part of our daily lives. There is strong commitment to inspire young talent and give them top-notch infrastructure and high-quality training. At a time when humanity is fighting the pandemic, the importance of sports and fitness cannot be overstated. Sports provides valuable lesson in life. As Prime Minister Modi has said, in sports, we learn team spirit. Look for new ways in defeats and learn to repeat victories. Sports shapes the lives and lifestyles of players. It boosts self-confidence. On a personal note, the fitness regime and sports orientation that I received in my school years has kept me in good stead throughout my life. I'm glad that the Students' Hub has aptly chosen a sports-centric theme for the festival. Today, there is growing interest among the people of India and the United States in each other's sports and games. India's indigenous sports like Malkhamb is gaining attention here in the United States. The National Basketball Association, NBA, is trying to make inroads into India. We look forward to strengthening these people-to-people links between our two countries. Dear friends, I understand that this event focuses on some fascinating stories of women in sports. They demonstrate that with courage, hard work, and determination, the impossible is possible. An increasing number of Indian sportswomen have excelled in various track and field events at national and international levels. I am confident that the stories that would be showcased and discussions that will take place at this Fempowered Film Festival will be a source of inspiration for many. I congratulate the India Students Hub for organizing this event. The dedicated team of volunteers have done a commendable job in working with several stakeholders to bring out positive and diverse women-oriented sports stories. I wish this endeavor every success. Thank you. Namaskar.
Hi, my name is Nidhi Berde. I was introduced to Malkhamb at the age of 10. I have been practicing and teaching Malkhamb for the past 12 years now. Malkhamb is a traditional Indian sport and is scientifically proven to give exercise to every muscle of the human body. Be it 5 or 85, it can be practiced by a person of any age group. Every evening I come to Shivaji Park and teach Malkhamb to a class of 10 girls. Coming to Samartha has incorporated in me the skills of managing time with academics as well. I completed my bachelor's in engineering last year. Currently, I am working as an application development associate. Malkhamb has now become a part of my routine. I thoroughly enjoy my time here and I recommend everyone to try and learn Malkhamb. Thank you.
నమస్కారం నా పేరు ముద్దంగుల స్వాతి నేను భారతదేశపు తెలంగాణ క్రీడాకారిణి an enthusiastic and determined athlete in the game of kickboxing. I have been part of this arena for the past 4 years, achieving laurels on behalf of our nation, making us proud. Although I get nervous prior to every match, I make sure to give my best with an energetic participation and pure passion, bringing outstanding results. In my career thus far, I have won 6 gold, 1 silver and 1 bronze medal along with various nationals and state level cups as well as pride, making my parents proud. My motto for every match has always been face every challenge with positivity and never to accept defeat or quit. Thank you.
I am Ishani Sawant, mountain athlete from India. I do rock climbing and mountaineering. A couple of months back, we climbed 6 Himalayan peaks in under a month. 6,000-meter Himalayan peak solo. I also teach rock climbing, mountaineering, backpacking to spread the love of this sport and get more people into it. Go in the outdoors, explore for yourself and get to know yourself more.
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम सृष्टि है। मैं करनाल हरियाणा की रहने वाली हूँ। मैंने स्कूल में तो कभी खेल कूद में भाग दौड़ की ना। फिर जब मैं पहली बार गई ना अपने दोस्तों के साथ पहाड़ चढ़न, मैंने देखा भाई शरीर में जानना है। मैंने वापस आके अपने टीचर से रिक्वेस्ट करी। मैंने कहा मैडम स्पोर्ट्स में एक्टिव बनना चाहती हूँ, अपना स्टेमिना बढ़ाना चाहती हूँ। मैडम ने कहा कोई नहीं बेटे, कल से स्टेडियम आ जियो। खूब दौड़ लगवाई। सारे यहाँ के जितने भी खेल हैं, चाहे कबड्डी है, कराटे है और बाकी भी, बैडमिंटन खेला, वेट लिफ्टिंग करी, बॉक्सिंग करी। उससे मुझे इतना समझ आ गया, जो मैं 10 मिनट भी डरती थी ना दौड़ लगाने में कि मेरा स्टेमिना नहीं है, ये नहीं है, मुझे समझ आया बॉडी में हमारे बहुत ज़्यादा पोटेंशियल होता है। और वो सिर्फ शारीरिक लेवल पे नहीं है, वो मानसिक लेवल पे, इमोशनल लेवल पे, हर लेवल पे मुझे वो पोटेंशियल फील हुआ। बहुत ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंस और डिसिप्लिन आया मेरी लाइफ में। तो मेरा सभी लड़कियों से यही अनुरोध है कि अगर मैं कर सकती हूँ ना, 4 साल हो गए, एक भी दिन ऐसा नहीं गया जिस दिन मैंने अपने लाइफ में 1 घंटा 1.5 घंटा स्पोर्ट्स या फिटनेस के लिए ना निकाल ला हूँ। तो अगर मैं कर सकती हूँ, आप सब कर सकते हैं। धन्यवाद।
Hey y'all, next up, let's have a fitness session with my friend Vasudha Agarwal, who is an amazing fitness instructor with 15 years experience. She's also founded her own health club in Bangalore called the Fit District, and she's going to take us through a workout. So before that, Vasudha, can you tell us a little bit about your fitness journey?
Hey Liz, thank you very much for the introduction, and hello everyone, happy Women's Day to each one of you. What fitness journey did to me? Well, it was a game changer for me. It just didn't help me change physically or the external appearance of mine, but it drastically changed my outlook towards life and with my thinking towards feeling confident, with my emotional balance. And if you're wondering how can being physically fit or indulging in fitness help internal aspects, well, here it is. One of it is fitness releases happy hormones. So no matter which mood or how you feel, you will definitely end up feeling fabulous after a good workout session. And today I am here to get you all started, to get you all motivated with a very short workout, a 15-minute workout with me, not too much to ask for, and it's going to be something where all of you can perform along with me. Are you ready? We will start with a mild warm-up and little workout, and we will finish it with the most important part, stretching and cool down. So let's get started with the warm-up. All I want you all to do is roll your shoulders, stand up straight, keep your knees soft and focus on hands, keeping the hands on the thighs. Drop down by pushing the knees to the back straight, your hips to the back, and keep your back straight and lift your chest up. Let's do this a few times. Now keep your chest up, drop down halfway and slowly stand up. Exhale every time you want to stand up. Squeeze the glutes and release. Very mild, very simple movements, can be done by everybody, and this movement is an excellent workout to open out your spine, to mobilize the spine. something that can be done every day by everyone. Exhale, like I said, every time you stand up. Give me one more repetition over there and release. That was your movement number 1. Movement number 2 is sit down in child's pose. So this is child's pose, and then you will come forward and drop your hips down into the cobra. Tighten your hip muscles all the time. Shall we start? A few reps over here. So all of you come down on the knees and hands on the floor. Now sit down in child's pose. Don't move your hands, and from there come forward and squeezing your hips. Push the hip down. Again, nice and easy. Sit down, go back, and then come forward. So these are the most basic and simple movements I'm taking you through. All my members, my viewers who are watching me, if you have been working out regularly, so this is a very good warm-up to do every day before any exercise that you perform. And those who are new, first time for the workout over here with me, guys, this can be done every day. You can just start every day with these warm-up routines, and slowly as your body begins to respond, you will feel better and better to push yourself more. Last rep to go, and from there release it. Stand up. Your warm-up movement number 3 is going to be for the hamstrings. Once again, hamstring is the back of your thigh. Now you will step any one leg forward, reach for the foot and stand up. Again, step any one leg forward, reach for the foot and stand up. So this is, let's get started first while I continue to explain. So alternate leg, focus on driving your hips to the back and keep your chest upright. Keep shifting the leg. Whichever leg is coming forward, let that leg be straight. So yes, I was coming back to a little explanation. This movement is very similar to movement number 1, but it is helping you to open out your hamstrings, that is the back of your thigh, your lower back and your glutes a little bit more. Few more reps. Everything that I'm going to be doing today are all the movements that you can do every day to feel good, to feel better, and to form a routine for yourself. Excellent, ladies. You're doing a fab job already with the basic warm-up movements. Excellent. Give me one more rep and it's done. Movement number 4 for the warm-up is a squat, a must-do for everyone. Now, get your heels shoulder width apart and let your toes be pointed out. From here, pushing the knees out, all of you will squat down. You can either squat down just halfway, or if you can go down all the way and stand up. Ready to go? Let's get started. Drop down and up. Drop and up. Now every time you squat down, let the knees be pushed out. Don't allow the knees to come in. Keep the knees pushed out and up again. Great work there, guys. Great work there. This is one of the challenging movements, but also one of the most important movements. This helps you to strengthen your lower body, and also it keeps you mobile throughout. I'm going to give one more rep over here and release. Our last warm-up movement is going to be a plank, just for a few seconds. So for plank, bring your shoulders above the wrist, pull your chest in between your palms and drop the hip down to scale down your movement. And if you are an advanced athlete with me who has been working out, you can come up on your toes. So you can choose knees or toes. All of you drop down and let's get started. Chest up. I'm going to start by keeping my knees on the floor. Make sure you're all the time exhaling. This was our last movement for the warm-up. We will just repeat all the movements once again so that you can learn them well, you can perform them well, and come into a routine of leading a fitness or a healthy lifestyle. and release. Excellent. Let's be a little quicker with round number 2 of our warm-up, starting with good mornings. So roll your shoulder, keep your hands on your shoulders, knees soft. Let's start a little faster. Drive the hips back and up. 2 down, up. Exhale every time you want to stand up. Now, like you can see, I'm going a little quicker, but it's okay if you are not able to pace up with me for today. It is a good start though. I'm just going to give 3 more reps over here. Feel the stretch in the back of your thigh and your lower back. 1 more and release. Your movement number 2, let's move to hamstring stretch because we've just now done good morning. So we will drop down and up, drop and up. So let's try and shuffle the movement 3 and 2. I'm going to try and go a little more deeper, maybe try and touch the floor down. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to take a break. I'm just extremely happy to be with all of you on Women's Day, working out with you all, and hopefully trying to help you get started with a fantastic fitness routine. 1 more to go and release it. Movement number 3, child's pose to cobra. So I'm going to sit back, come forward, drop down, back and forward. So a very good warm-up, not just for your spine, for the hips again, but also for the arms. Helps to stretch and open out. One more to go and release it. Stand up. We have the squats coming up, so get ready. Heels shoulder width apart, toes out. Drop down, up, drop, up. Very good. Excellent. So like you can see, I'm a little faster because I'm already getting my body prepared for the movements. You can take it easy. You can go a little slow, no problem at all. 2 more and 1 more for me and release. Last one, it's the plank. Well, it feels more or less like a workout, right? Yeah, like I said, just to start, you can do warm-up movements every day and slowly pick up your fitness level up. I'm going to go up on my toes to finish the last few seconds of my plank. And release. Excellent job, guys. That was your warm-up. Sip in some water and let's get started with a quick short workout. Okay, so that was a long warm-up but a good one. Let's quickly indulge in our 5-minute workout. Ready? So let me take you through your movements for today. We have already learned squat. Your movement number 2 would be lunges. Now watch the lunge. You're going to step back and drop your knee down. Keep your leg at a 90-degree angle and up, feet together. Now in case you're not able to get your feet together or you're not able to lunge down, all you got to do is just take a smaller step behind, go halfway down, and then it will become easy for you to get your feet together. Okay, so let's repeat this once or twice together. Step back, drop down how much ever you want to, and come forward again. Again, step back and forward again. So after squats, this is going to be your movement number 2. And then we have movement number 3 as push-ups, one of the most important movement. Again, you will come into your plank position, chest in between your palms and shoulders right above the wrist. Drop the hip down. From there, bend the elbow, go down, and then press the body up by straightening your elbows. To scale down this movement, drop down halfway and press it up. Sounds good? Excellent. Let's do a couple of reps together. All of you drop shoulders above the wrist. Pull your chest in between your palms and knees on the floor to start with. Now elbows bent, drop and press up. One more time, drop and press up. Great work. Last movement is going to be your side plank. For side plank, you're going to get your shoulder right above your wrist, elbow, and then from there, lift your hip up. So you can keep your legs up one above the other, or you can scale it down by resting one foot on the floor. Okay, so let's do the workout together. 10 reps of each movement into 3 rounds. This is going to be a quick one. Let's get started. To start with, squats. Shoulders above the wrist. Get motivated, get energized, because this is a short but a good burner workout. Go now. Drop down, up. 2. So every time you push the body up, exhale. Keep going. Now you can choose your pace. Like I said, you already know the numbers. You don't have to come along with me. You can slow it down. You can even reduce the numbers, totally how you feel today. I am done with 10 reps of squats. Finish your 10 reps. Movement number 2, lunges. Dropping down and up. Dropping down and up. So it becomes 5 and 5 on each leg. Total 10. 5 for me. Choose your range. You don't have to go down all the way. You can just go halfway with your chest up. 8, 9, and down. Great work, guys. It's okay to slow down. Like I always say, listen to your body, respect your body. Finish your 10 reps. I am here, right here with you, waiting for you. 5, 3, and 1. Let's go to movement number 3, push-ups. Chest in line with your palms, hip down. Drop down and up. 2 and up. Find your range. It's okay even if you're just going quarter range today, you are still doing a fab work. 7 down for me. Every time you want to push your body up, you're going to exhale and release after you are done with 10 reps. Now coming to your side plank, we're just going to count for 10 seconds to finish the movement. So I'm starting. Y'all can come along with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. I'm going to quickly switch my side because this is a workout. We're trying to get our heart rate up. We need to be a little more quicker from round number 2. Now that we are used to all the movements, and release. That was the finisher of my round 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly jump into round number 2 so that the heart is feeling the burn, the body is feeling excellent. 10 squats for me begins now. Squat. Press the body up. Make sure you're standing up tall and not just pulsing down. After each squat, stand up tall, squeeze the glutes. How are you feeling? Hey Liz, how are you feeling? Nice. 1 more to go and I am done. Now, like I said, because we are trying to pick the heart rate up, I'm going to quickly jump into movement 2. You can finish your 10 and then come back again. Whew. Nice. So all the movements that I am teaching you today, or we are doing, are the most basic movements in working out, in exercising. So if you can just start by this and keep performing better every day, you're definitely becoming stronger. And done. Let's quickly finish with the cool down. All of you stand up, keeping your feet together. Let's try and stretch the hamstring. Now whenever we do a cool down, we try and hold the poses for a little while so that our muscles regain its length and they don't feel stiffer and tighter. So cooling down is a very important part of working out journey. Never skip this. And Come up. Let's stretch the shoulder. So to stretch the shoulder, lift one hand up. With the other hand, pull the arm inwards towards your body. I hope you all are feeling fantastic because I surely am feeling great. Happy hormones are releasing and I'm all set to seize my day. Change. Keep exhaling, but slow down with your breath. And smiling is a definitely very good form of feeling fab. So there's no harm smiling because we all look very pretty when we do that. And relax. Let's go back to our warm-up movement. So like you see, I'm more or less doing the warm-up movements for my cool down. So that's how it is to plan your own workout, to start your own fitness journey, and slowly once you feel you're scaling it up, you can probably explore more options. Whenever you do the warm-up, same movements become quite dynamic, and when you do a cool down, same movements can become more static. Let's finish our last warm-up cool down movement for today. Child's pose. And relax. Come up, guys. Wow. And once again, I would like to clap for each one of you for joining me today, for focusing on your health, on yourself, because self-care, self-love is the first thing and is the best thing that we all can do and give ourselves. If only we can take care of ourselves, we will be able to take care of all our near and dear ones. So get started with your health lifestyle, or to get started to leading a healthy lifestyle.
खेलो साथ में है हम, और खेलो इंडिया, साथ में हैं हम।
Hope you've cooled down from the workout. And I'm amazed by the athlete stories in the videos and in the chat box, which you've been reading. I'm grateful to witness the grace of the traditional Indian sport of Malkhamb that we just watched too. Just a reminder, please tell us which sports you play in the chat box. We're definitely reading through those comments and really enjoy seeing what you have to say. Up next is a roundtable of 4 women leading sports for development organizations. Monix and I are really excited to introduce this roundtable discussion because we're both in this development space. As Director of Transformational Sports, we use co-ed sports as a tool to work towards gender equality. And Monix, as the Executive Director of U.S.A, also uses the sport of ultimate frisbee to teach conflict resolution and more.
Thanks, Liz. Sports has really exploded the past decade in India, and I've watched ultimate frisbee grow from a couple of teams in Chennai, Ahmedabad, and Delhi to now over 10,000 players across the country. We could talk probably for hours about many of these brilliant athletes that we've met, right, Liz? But maybe another time. Right? For now, let's get going with the sports journeys of these amazing 4 different community organizations. Today's roundtable featured Lisa Murati from Nandi Foundation, Sucheta Buck from Dream a Dream, Angna Prasad from Project Cave, and Rose Gassler from U.A.
Thanks, Monix. Yeah, my work actually focuses on co-ed spaces specifically. So I'm particularly interested to hear what these women have to say about using sports transformationally in both single gender and co-ed spaces.
We're super excited to have some incredible women who are leading some amazing organizations in India that use sports as a tool for social movements, but also for helping young women really find themselves.
So my name's Lisa Murasi. I'm the Director of Sports for the Nandi Foundation.
So my name is Rose Gassler, and I'm the Education Director at U.A, which is an NGO that's based just outside of Ranchi, Jharkhand.
So my name is Sucheta. I'm the CEO of Dream a Dream.
Hi, I'm Angana from Project K, Lucknow. We start by working in 2 rural schools and 1 orphanage. I felt like it was like a joke that I, who had no interest in sports and playing whatsoever, and I was all into art and crafts and acting and theater and all of that, I landed up in a sports for development organization.
So Lisa, this question is for you. How do you promote healthy competition in your athletics programs at Nandi?
So thank you, Liz. It's a really great question. Common in each of them is this pressure, right? The pressure of results, the pressure to come back with a medal, which is not unique to India. Obviously, all over the world, there's these pressures. So coming into our program, where our focus is really on empowering girls and women, you know, we always have to keep that vision in mind when we're building our sports program. And it's not easy, you know, like it's not easy to focus only on that, because people want results. They want kind of strong athletes. And I'm a big proponent of that too. So maybe I'll get to that in a moment. But we have our kind of vision of sports is called Sports for Life. You know, we talked already, Angana brought up menstruation, the idea of knowing your body, what your body's going through and body changes. All of this is what we focus on in our sports programs. We're constantly bringing that up in all the correspondence with all of our women in the field and everything that we are building. There's always that reminder, we want to include everybody. It doesn't matter what the level of sport is. All these girls have to be included in the program. They have to be encouraged. They have to be cheered, no matter how strong of an athlete, if you want to say they are. So everyone's included. We want to develop everybody as active sports girls and women. If there are girls in our program who show potential, I would love to help them on a sports journey as well. I would like to help them kind of build their abilities. I think they have absolutely the right, like in any other specialty, to grow their talents. but it's always the focus always has to come back to this is a sports for life. This is empowerment of girls. So everybody has to be included. So I hope that helped answer your question, Liz.
How do you convince parents to say, yes, my girls can go to this soccer practice? So how does that happen?
The girls often want to play. They want to come together with other girls. They want to experience play in a way that they've seen boys do, but have rarely had the opportunity to do themselves. What has been the most successful in helping parents, especially, and guardians come on board and believe in what U.A is doing, or at least become permissive of their daughter participating, is the example that our older coaches have set. So over the years, U.A.'s had several opportunities now to send teams to play in tournaments abroad. To have our young coaches then going into players' homes, sitting down with their families and saying, this has been my journey. You know, I started playing just like your daughter, and now I've been to Spain, you know, I've been to Delhi. I am earning money as a coach. I speak English really well because I'm now attending this low-cost school that has very high quality education. Many of our graduates are on full ride scholarships to top universities across India. We even have 2 in Spain. And to share those stories and demonstrate, you know, with their own example that your daughter could have a life that looks like this, and it could all start with her playing football. That is often very powerful. A parent who's very much on board, who believes in what U.A is doing, who's proud of their daughter, and we have them speak with a parent who's more reluctant, that can sometimes be influential. And so we try to utilize that as well by creating groups of parents.
How do you teach play differently now than when you first started? So some of the learnings around that, or, you know, how has what you've learned over the years, you know, changed how you teach it now versus the beginning?
As far as I'm concerned, I still come in with the same passion that I did on the first day. So I think that hasn't changed. At the most, it might have increased, definitely not gone down. So that is one thing. We have started doing things slightly differently based on all the learnings that we've had from the ground. So I'll give you a couple of examples. So because we've always been particular that we wanted to work in mixed gender groups, one important thing we realized is the language that we are using. Because our language of work is Hindi, and Hindi is a gendered language. For a lot of things, you have to give the gender of that item or of that object or of the thing. And then maybe the gender that is not represented in that session, in that sentence, might not feel the connect with that sentence or with that activity itself. So we have to be very inclusive in our language कि हम ये कर सकते हैं works both for girls and for boys. Couple of other examples that because we're working in mixed groups, in most cases, boys do not give passes to girls. Now, that is something that we know. And when we bring up a sentence like, I don't see the boys passing to the girls. Now, there in every group, we've always had this one really smart boy who's not shying away from replying back, yeah, because girls drop catches, which is also true. Because a lot of girls, when they start into our program, they're not comfortable holding a ball. So they end up dropping catches because they're scared of the ball. So one thing we've realized and we've completely stopped doing is we do not say boys are not passing to girls anymore. We've started saying, yahan wale bacche, wahan wale bachcho ko pass nahi karne. Now there is no calling out of the gender. And then it still gives out the same message, but we do not have anyone re-establishing that yes, girls don't get passed because they drop it. So by applying these kind of little tricks, we feel that we have been able to be slightly more impactful. Some more examples. Consent is a very big part of what we want to communicate to our children. We want them to understand what is consent. Now, when we talk about consent in the gender context, it almost always ends up being a conversation about rape. But the point is, you don't start talking about consent till the kids have already understood and why sex is so exciting and girls are objects and I want sex, I'll get it anyway. So we start out really young, 7 and 8 year olds that taught the concept of consent by using the water breaks that we have. So if it is a summer session that we are having, after 25 minutes through the program, we call for a water break. Now, children who are not carrying their bottles are not allowed to go back outside of the space. They are to request someone else to share their water. So the whole concept of consent is that you bring in this understanding that the other person is worthy of respect, and this aspect of asking for permission. You ask someone for permission, and when you're asking someone, the other person has complete rights to say no. And when they say no, no matter how much you need it, you cannot force that on them. So we've started using the understanding of these concepts into our everyday language, which we found to be pretty helpful. So we've grown in our ways, not so much as completely changed how we are working.
And just to kind of add on, what I think for me working at Nandi, one of the most beautiful surprises I think ever was regarding the women that deliver the sports program, our sports program. So again, we have 150,000 girls on the field, and it's 6,000 women who are delivering our sports program. And as Rose mentioned, introducing sports, there's no problem on the level of the girls. They were so excited with the idea of trying different sports. And I guess I kind of expected that, not only hopeful, but I kind of expected that these girls would enjoy the sports. But what surprised me the most, which is one of the kind of most wonderful discoveries I've had working in this program, was how these women embrace the sports. So these women who work with our girls are aged perhaps 18 to maybe mid-30s. And I thought coming in that it would be kind of my role to also educate the idea of what all the beautiful things that sports can give women and girls. I thought, that to understand that it's not just about kicking a ball, but it's also about confidence, etc. So I thought, okay, it's going to take time, I understand, and we'll but they were the ones coming to me, when I was on the field working, with them and the girls, and they say, Lisa, don't you know what sport is giving these girls? Don't you see their self-esteem? Don't you see their self-confidence growing? And I was like, wow, for these women who've never engaged in sports before, they are so excited for the girls. They're so excited to have this program. They're even doing the races themselves, which I love. And they're trying all the sports themselves. And it's so wonderful to see. But it really makes me believe that there's something innate in physical activity and sports, this understanding that it's much more than just, kicking a ball on the field, which I think is wonderful. And it's wonderful to see these women so engaged in it.
So if you could, share with us a little bit about the LSAS and how it can, it can help other NGOs, other organizations, or sports collectives. That would be great if you don't mind doing that.
So I think, like everybody said, the thing about sports for development, it's really not about the sport, right? None of us are saying we're building athletes. We want these professional sports women going into mainstream sports. While that's great when that happens, that's not the intent. The intent is to build these life skills, whether it's agency, it's the ability to make choices, to say no, just learn about your bodies, build your self-esteem. That's really the core and the heart of why we use sports for development. We asked ourselves, how can we measure this? Is there a way to measure the life skills that is getting developed through the sports program? That's what actually led to the development of the life skills assessment scale. While there were a lot of scales already and continue to be there to measure life skills, there was nothing that was specifically designed for children who come from disadvantaged backgrounds. Why I say this is that when children have early experiences of adversity, and adversity can be exposure to crime and violence, poverty, malnutrition, just lack of love and support at home, this has an impact on the development of children. And what that basically means that when children are growing up in these settings, they're not following developmental milestones like a child who might be growing up in a more mainstream environment. So then you can't use regular measures of growth when you're working with children who are experiencing adversity like this, because their development is either delayed, damaged, or is not following a normal pattern. So that's why we developed a new scale. We did it in partnership with two clinical psychologists from the UK, Dr. David Pearson, who's a child psychiatrist, and Dr. Fiona Kennedy, who is a psychologist. And one is they taught us this, what is the impact of adversity and how do you understand that children coming from adversity are a special group and need a special intervention for them to build life skills. And then how do you measure that in terms of behaviors? So the thing about the life skills assessment scale is it measures 5 behavior differences that you can see in children because of your intervention. And these 5 behaviors are not because this is the focus of the program, but because life skills are so interconnected. So if a child develops confidence, it's not necessary for me to measure their confidence, self-esteem, self-awareness, and on all of that, which makes us confident. But if we can measure the behavior of taking initiative, then I know that they have built all of these life skills. So these 5 life skills are basically behavioral indicators of development itself. Today, the scale has been standardized and published in an international journal and can be used anywhere between the age of 8 to 22. There are at least 9 different organizations in India that we know are using the scale to do their impact assessment. But we also know that globally, it's been downloaded almost 600 times by different researchers across the country, across the globe for research and impact assessment.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Monica. Amazing to hear Dream a Dream, Project Kale, U.S.A, Nandi Foundation, and all of the amazing stories they have to share. With me, I have Lindsay Whitehead, a doctoral student in education at Howard University and a fabulous Fempowered India Student Hub volunteer. Lindsay and Sonakshi have been putting together a resource guide. So Lindsay, can you tell everyone who was super interested in what they were hearing at this Sports for Development Roundtable, how they can find out more?
Absolutely. Thanks, Rupal. So for a deeper dive into some of the materials that these amazing organizations have created, please do visit fempoweredfilms.com/resources. As a teacher and as an educator, it was super fun to put these resources together. There are practical strategies that can be implemented by sports and non-sports organizations and by those interested in cross-cultural exchange and India's development. The resources in the resource guide really center around 3 themes. You will see information from Project Kale on promoting the power of play and holistic child development. You can click here on Dream a Dream to see a comprehensive curriculum and life skills assessment tool, as well as clicking right here for information from Nandi Foundation and U.S.A to showcase some physical fitness and building confidence and self-esteem. So check out all of our resources on our resource guide.
Thanks, Lindsay. And also, I would totally encourage people to come with questions and or share their experiences at our networking session Saturday at 11:30 East Coast time or 9 p.m. India side. Thanks all. We'll see you soon.
जब उतरे ये मैदानों में चिल्ला दुश्मन के कानों में खिलाड़ी नहीं ये पीछे की ये खेलेगी ये जीतेगी धूप में हो या छाँव में शहर में हो या गांव में अब लहर यही बस फैलेगी ये खेलेगी ये जीतेगी ये खेलेगी
जब महिलाएं अपनी फिटनेस का ध्यान रखेंगी तभी तो इंडिया होगा फिट इंडिया। आइए करें अपनी फिटनेस की एक शुरुआत। फिटनेस फॉर वुमेन, फिटनेस पर जोर, आधा घंटा रोज।
Hearing from Sucheta, Rose, Lisa, and Angana about the power of play was really inspiring. Now we have a very special treat, a conversation with powerlifter Kunjarani Devi in her hometown in Manipur. We encouraged Kunjaji to actually speak in Hindi, so you see it's very honest and it's right from her heart. My favorite part of the conversation with Kunjaji was her telling us about how she felt emboldened to do more when people actually said that she wouldn't be able to do it or, made fun of her. You will hear her determination and grit in her voice. So join us now for 5 minutes pre-recorded segment. And for the full Kunjarani Devi video, I would totally encourage you to go visit fempoweredfilms.com/overtime.
जो फिट है वो हीरो है। ये एक तो इंटरनेशनल तक आने के लिए ना, जब इंडिया पहुंच गई और इंडिया कैंप में आए तो इसमें तो कोई कठिनाई नहीं थी। और जब मैंने फुटबॉल खेली, हॉकी खेली, उसी में बहुत कठिनाई थी, बहुत इतना कठिनाई कि मैं एक बार कोर्स करने के लिए आ गया तो मैं घर जा नहीं सकती। घर वापस जाएंगी तो फिर मैं दोबारा नेक्स्ट सेशन जो ट्रेनिंग है मैं नहीं कर पाती। तो वो मैं कॉलेज में जाके, कॉलेज से स्कूल के टाइम तो 1983 में स्कूल टाइम खत्म हो गई। फिर इसके बाद इनके बीच में स्कूल की और इसमें और एक एसोसिएशन को भी रिकॉग्नाइज थी, लेकिन इंडियन वेटलिफ्टिंग फेडरेशन से हमारी वेटलिफ्टिंग एसोसिएशन, मणिपुर की एसोसिएशन एफिलिएट कट गए थे। उसी चीज को कट करना तो ये बहुत बड़ा थी, बहुत कठिन थी। बहुत कठिन है कि मैं एक बार मैं ट्रेनिंग के लिए निकल आया, कॉलेज के लिए निकल आया, तो मैं दोबारा खाना खा के नेक्स्ट सेशन के लिए और जो फेडरेशन के साथ, जो एसोसिएशन के साथ जो घटनाएं हुई है उसको प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने के लिए, सॉल्व आउट करने के लिए मैं घर जाएंगे तो वो काम बिल्कुल नहीं होना। तो वो एक खाना, एक बार ब्रेकफास्ट खा के निकलती है तो लंच और डिनर बीच की जो लंच है वो करने का मौका नहीं मिलता था। तो ये सब एक कामयाब होने के लिए जो जर्नी है, ये थोड़ा विल पावर को मजबूत करना है। और जब तक जो मेरी मंजिल है तब तक नहीं मिले तो मैं लड़ते रहती हूँ। और मैं भी ये चीज मैं जूनियर्स को मैं देती हूँ कि कोई आपको एक टास्क देता है तो इसको जब तक नहीं पहुंची तो खाना भी है, लेकिन बिल्कुल आप उसी को जब तक उसी को एंड तक मेरी जो मंजिल है तब तक नहीं पहुंची तो आपको साइड में कौन क्या बोलता है, कुछ क्या ये फलाना ये है, ये तो वो कर रहा है, ये ऐसे चल रहा है, ये सब सुनेंगे तो जो मेरी एम है नहीं पहुंचेंगे। तो इस सब तो ये जब तक जितना देंगे तो ये मेरे लिए और हौसला होना चाहिए। मैं वही हौसला करके आया हूँ। ये हौसला इसलिए कि आप किसी को टोक रहे हैं और मुझे ये बोले कि कुंजरानी जो कर रहे हैं ये कभी कामयाब नहीं होगा, दैट इज माई आगे निकलने का। अगर किसी ने ये बोल दिया तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगेगा, क्योंकि ये इसके उल्टा मैंने सक्सेस करके करना है, ये मेरी पैदाशी है और यही लेकर आया हूँ मैं। इवन जब मैं पढ़ाई करती हूँ, जब तक मेरी जो लेसन है जब तक खत्म नहीं हुई, उसी को पूरा नहीं होता तो मैं कभी भी इसी को छोड़ता नहीं हूँ। और कभी हार नहीं मानना है, जिंदगी में कभी हार नहीं मानना है। उलट पलट ये तो है, जिंदगी है, सब आएंगे जिंदगी में, तो रुकावट तो आएंगे, उस रुकावट में हमने डरना नहीं है। जो भी जितना भी आई है उसको पार करके जाना है। पार डिस्टर्बेंस तो होगा, लाइफ है, लेकिन उसी में जब कुछ घटना ही आता है तो उसमें रुक गया तो मेरी मंजिल नहीं मिलेगा। हारना नहीं है, बिना चोट का ये जो दर्द है, दर्द की पहचान नहीं होता। तो वो ये सब चीज जिंदगी है, सामना करना है, बी केयरफुल और अपने आप को बहुत अपने आप से चैलेंज करना है, दूसरा से नहीं करना है। दूसरा को करना है कि वो क्यों कर सकता है, वो कर सकता है तो मैं कर सकता है, मैं कर सकता है करके इस एम को रखना है। और कोई तो कुछ न कुछ तो बोलने का है दुनिया, इस वो बोल आपके लिए इंस्पिरेशन, आपके लिए सपोर्टेड पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग में ले जाना है। हार मानने से जिंदगी नहीं बनेगा, हार के भी जीता है, इसीलिए कभी हौसला नहीं हारना है। और जो काम करने के लिए आपने थामा है उसको करके करना है। बारिश आता है, धूप भी आता है, बारिश को भी हमने पार करके जाना है, धूप को भी, छाव को भी, सब कुछ मिलता है। ये हिम्मत लड़ना है, लड़ने का विल पावर, ये विल पावर मैं इसके साथ, धूप के साथ बारिश में जाएगी तो बारिश बीतता है, धूप में जाता है तो धूप मेरी पे गर्मी और तूफान आता है तो तूफान की आता है, उसी को सामना करता है, वो सामना करने की इच्छा है, उसी से हम आगे निकलना है। इस तरीके से स्पोर्ट्स में भी, स्टडी में भी, जो भी आप बनना चाहते हो, और वो हिम्मत, विल पावर रखना है कि थोड़ा सा चोट लगता है तो उसमें हट के नहीं जाना है, उसी को सामना करके उसको पार करना है। मैं यही मानना है, ये मैं एडवाइस दूंगी। मेरी सक्सेस की मंत्र ये है कि कभी भी मैं काम करता है तो मैं थकता नहीं हूँ, और जो आज मैंने जो टास्क किया था, आज मैं जो किया था, तो मैं आज से जो कल करने वाला जो काम है, आज से जो कल है, टुमारो, जो टुमारो के काम है, मैं कल से ज्यादा मैं कल उसी की मैं भगवान से यही, ईश्वर से, भगवान से यही मांगती हूँ कि भगवान मुझे आज जितना मैंने काम किया था उससे दुगनी काम करने का एक मेरी शक्ति और दिमाग ये सब देने का, यही सोच है मेरी सक्सेस की मंत्र। मैं मणिपुर में यही बोलना चाहूंगा, अइना खनखिबा थबक खुदिमक अइ मतम खुदिमक्ता तुंगी येंगा चत्ते मांग थादना चटली, अदुगा अइगी स्टेप कदोंगदसु मनिंग हन्ना चत्ते, ममांग थांगना स्टेप बाय स्टेप चटली।
अम्मा गणेशा, मारो नाम बिंदु शर्मा है। मैं कक्षा 12वीं की छात्र हूँ। मैंने M4 सेवा में रहते 6 साल हो गया। मैंने बचपन में खेलना के बारे में कहीं भी नहीं पता थू, पर जब मैं M4 सेवा में आई तब मैंने पता चलियो कि खेल कई होवे। तो जब सब सुबह शाम लड़कियाँ खेलती थी तो मैंने लगे कि मैंने भी खेलना चाहिए। उसके बाद में लड़कियों का साथ खो खो खेलना शुरू करी। खो खो के साथ मैंने कबड्डी भी खेलना शुरू करियो, फिर वॉलीबॉल, फुटबॉल सब में खेलना शुरू करियो। उसके बाद में अपने आप में एक्सपर्ट हो गई। जिसमें हमारे स्कूल में दौड़ होवे, जिसमें मैं पहला नंबर पे आऊँ। हम स्टेट लेवल पे खेलन गए हैं, उनमें भी हमारी खो खो की टीम 2nd नंबर पे आई। तो मैं थासू भी विनती करूँ, थे सब भी खेलिया करो, दौड़िया करो। मैं एक लड़की हूँ, जब मैं इतना कर सकूँ तो थे सब भी इतना कर सकते हो। धन्यवाद।
Hi, this is Aditi Karambelkar. I have been into sports since the age of 5 at Sri Samartha Vyayam Mandir, and I started my competitive training in rope Malkham at the age of 11. Malkham is a traditional Indian sport which has greatly evolved over many years. It involves varied abilities like strength, endurance, flexibility, balance, speed, neuromuscular coordination, to name a few. Playing Malkham at the state and national level has been instrumental in building my mental abilities as well, like focus, confidence, courage, and most importantly, time management. 2 to 3 hours of practice each day has helped me excel not just in my sport but also in my curricular and other extracurricular activities. I am currently a second year BSc student and planning to pursue actuarial science. My sport has given me life skills to overcome all challenges, and it always brings out the best in me. For me, Malkham is not just a sport, it is a way of life.
This is my story. My story began on the school ground. There is a schoolgirl who participated in every sport activity and each track and field event. After school and higher studies. Now, a single mother, a teacher, and a sole breadwinner of the family has replaced that schoolgirl. No time and no fitness either for any sport activity. 41 years have passed. Can find a little my time now. At 55, I joined a training for running. Systematic training did wonders. At this very age, I completed my first half marathon. Now I am 57 and I run. That little schoolgirl is still there.
Tiniyo jo tono phoi ka ham hiyo ang aini mungke sumita apeto ang Mizoram tingo phaime ang tao Indar and Prabha Sharma School Girls School pore tongo Okay, tiniyo ang loha na no kakjang hi sawo loha jini empor sebawo loha jungno rowo nang tro tonai rono phang ta kakjang loha no. Okay, tiniyo rowo skangpo ang roso phaiya khongpo ang parau tongpo ang le moksa po sia rungya. Okay, ro phaiya sa ang thunga nai ma pho hindi ro pho loha snungo. Okay, tawo class 10 no pore tungo tawa ini class 10 no exam pungnai. Okay, ang joto no ta khakjang chine for seba nang khrut nai ro no. Okay, swami ji nang ta khakjang ta ke khakjang swami ji no. Okay, tiniyo jungro joto thungye lo ha ro was po da ke pho chung beng phatharo ni bro bai pho thung pho chung lo han slai sa ka khi chu khi first of phayo chung skam pho pho kan na pho chung dance competition na first of phaim se. Okay, chung lo has po do no chini ro hostel ni bro ro phatharo ni school ni bro ro lo ha chung ro kaham khe first of phaye lo ha lekha pore thingyo pho spot do pho lo ha chung kaham khe na phayo lo ha na khakcha ha.
If you fell down yesterday, stand up today, said the great writer Herbert George Wells. I could never know what he exactly meant. After all, the tumor at the bottom of my spine that rendered my legs lifeless ensured that I could never stand up again. And while the doctor said I could never walk, he said I could surely swim. So, I threw myself in the water at the age of 4 and swam. It was as if I was born to swim, as if nothing else mattered. And it resulted in 3 golds at State Paralympics Championship. While swimming liberates and empowers me, I wanted to do something more for me. Help me serve my country at the Paralympics. So, coming back to Mr. Wells, I might not be able to ever stand up again, but I won't settle down either.
Wow, what a great day. So much fun, so many interesting things to learn.
So, tune in tomorrow with the same link at the same time to see some more of our Goodwill ambassadors, Olympic swimmer Shikha Tandon and Malcolm athlete Dr. Neeta Tatke. You're going to love hearing about the swimmer who did not like being in water and the seamless entry of a 6-year-old Dr. Neeta Tatke into Malcolm.
And to add to that, Akash, we have a message from the U.S. Department of State Sports Diplomacy Program, a Wrestle Like a Girl video, and an adapted triathlon from Sunita Williams at the International Space Station. How exciting is that? Advitya, more from you?
Yeah, there's a conversation that we have upcoming with filmmaker Varsha Yashwant Kumar on the launch of her film Strength of the Pack. Varsha is also going to share tips on how to make your own sports short documentary, which is actually great because we will continue to take submissions for fempoweredfilms.com website until the end of April 2021.
And to keep us from being completely sedentary, we're going to have one more workout with Harold Sanko from Washington, D.C. So make sure you have your towel, a chair, and a couple of water bottles. So tune in tomorrow. It's 9:30 a.m. for breakfast with us here in Washington, D.C., Boston, and New York. And if you're on the India side, you can join us for an early dinner at 7 p.m. See you tomorrow at the same link.
I spent a long time running, I never knew then what I know now. That the fruits, they always come in, but you can't go around just knocking them down. It takes a long time to show in. We plant the seeds then, and we look at them now. But the roots are always growing, no matter if I'm there or never around.
Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. It takes a long time to show in. We plant the seeds then and we look at them now. But the roots are always growing, no matter if I'm there or never around. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. A long time running, I never knew then what I know now. That the fruits, they always come in, but you can't go around just knocking them down. It takes a long time to show in. We plant the seeds then and we look at them now. But the roots are always growing, no matter if I'm there or never around. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds. Whatever grows